We are here today with Rusty Bush of the Alma Airedales, and I've talked to you a couple of times this summer, and you emphasized 3-7 last year, 2-5 in the conference, and you talked about how that's not Alma football.
Oh no, exactly. It's not acceptable. Our kids don't want to accept that. Myself obviously does not want to accept that, and our coaching staff doesn't either. So immediately following that last football game, we took about a week, got things cleaned up, and I set the entire coaching staff down from 7th grade all the way through 12th grade, and I asked pretty powerful questions. What do we got to do to get back on top? What are we doing wrong? What things do we need to adjust? What are we doing right? I mean, obviously I think there were some things we're doing right, but we had to address some things, and we think that we've done that. Our kids have just done a tremendous job of buying into it. They came out in January, and I was telling somebody earlier, these guys were sophomores when I got there, right before COVID. This is the senior group, so this group of 15 kids, they've been with myself and this staff for 3 years, and they're ready to make that turnaround. They want to be able to put on their chest that says, hey, we got this thing back rolling in the right way, tradition-wise, culture-wise, so they're ready to do that, and I'm super excited about the season upcoming.
Where are some areas that you've seen a lot of improvement?
Well, defensively mainly, that's the thing. It's hard to gauge obviously when you're playing yourself. So we went through spring, we felt good about it, but I still wasn't sure. But I think what we did in the summer, I think a lot of people have seen what we're capable of doing. 5A school that I don't think we ever went against anybody that was even equal to our size, and much less lower. We play in the Fayetteville, Southside, Northside, Russellville, Greenwood, PA at the Greenwood team camp. So we went, and I told our kids we're going to go play the best of the best, get ourselves ready, get your minds ready, get your bodies ready, what we need to do to be able to compete, and I think that we answered the call on that. Offensively, we just needed to build off what we finished doing last year. We finished, the Farmington game, we broke 6 offensive records in that last game, and so Joe's back. We got a surrounding crew around him. We did lose Connor Stacy, which was a big part of our offense, but I do feel like we've got 5 or 6 wide receivers and skill guys that can do as much or more than Connor. Probably not as explosive, but some really good role guys that I think we can spread that ball around and have a real successful football season offensively.
Yeah, quarterback Joe Trusty, 2,202 yards passing last year, 18 touchdowns. How much have you raised the expectations for him this season?
Huge, because even I told him, you threw for 2,200 yards or whatever, and I really don't think he started playing well till week 5. Early in the season, trying to figure out the offense and just getting comfortable. I didn't think he ran the football very well. Early in the season, he didn't run it very tough, but, we had kind of a sit down and understanding. Matter of fact, I took him out of one game, but I didn't feel like he was running the football very tough, and put the backup in, and I think that, got his head spinning a little bit. So now he just feels really confident in himself. He's typical quarterback. You start slinging that ball around a little bit, you get some confidence in yourself, and now we're ready to add some run game to him. Of course, throwing the football, but he can also escape the pocket pretty good. He's 215 pounds, extremely strong kid. He's 6'2". He's a 4'8" guy, so he runs good enough, and he's ready to lead this football team.
Well, and you mentioned the run game. 134 yards a game last year rushing the ball. How much does that have to improve to be successful offensively?
I feel like we can throw the football, number one, so it's hard to say numbers, but, just 134 in front of me right now, you tell me that thing needs to bump up 70 more. We need to be at least a 200-yard rushing team, and I feel like we can do that. Got Reagan Birchfield hurt last year. Brady Noyes and Devin Poole ended up taking pretty much all the snaps at running back. Well, today as we go, enter into fall camp, we got 5 guys that are pretty dang good. We just added to the mix a couple of young kids that just played JV that have really come on in the spring. We got a 10th grader that's coming up that I think will be a great football player by the time he leaves here. And then, of course, Brady and Birch are back from last year's team. Birchfield was hurt, but we got 5 guys that can go in and out of there. They're going to be defensive players too, but they're really good running backs. We're as good at running back as we've been certainly since I've been there.
The 5A West looks a lot different this year. Yeah. How do you approach that?
We're not going to approach it any different. It's, a team's a team. We just look at the schedule, see who's next. We're going to play one game at a time, but it's definitely different makeup. You enter in Shiloh, who is spread up-tempo team, brings in all these state championships. That's a different look than what we've seen from anybody in the 5A West. And then you bring in Prairie Grove as a wing T team. old school, hard-nosed football team that probably a little bit different. Clarksville's similar. And then, of course, Dardanelle, who, Coach Vega and his staff's done a great job. His son's coming back. I know that, he's got a lot of yards, a lot of playing time there for him. So just a little bit different makeup, but we're not going to approach it any different. We're going to go after these football teams with everything that we got and try to go win the conference.
Well, and one thing that's kind of different, that's kind of odd, you're going to play 2 games on grass this year.
Yeah.
Which is, that's a little bit different in this era.
Yeah, my laundry bill just went up, I think. I was telling those guys, our kids haven't played on grass in a very long time. Probably these seniors, I don't even know if they're in junior high, to be honest with you. I'd have to go back and look. But we're 2 games on the road on grass. Definitely going to have to go get some OxyClean. But, an Alma kid, they were making fun of my kids a while ago. They didn't come out of the sun. These kids are tough, man. That heat doesn't bother them. Grass doesn't bother them. Give them a helmet and a football, and let's go blow the whistle and blow the horn. They want to go play. So it'll be fun.
Coach, I appreciate your time talking about your Airedales today. We look forward to watching them play.
Thanks, Leland.
This is Coach Rusty Bush of the Alma Airedales.